All right, another day of training camp down. It was a good one. We're going to get to the quarterbacks in a second, but before we do, I have to give a shout out to a couple of players. Mason had himself another good day today. After he fumbled a couple days ago, it is nice to see that he's not only holding on to the ball, but he's extremely explosive out there and did so again today. And I am happy to report that finally we have a tight end sighting. Yes, somebody besides George Kittle actually had themselves a day. It was Willis. Willis had 3 or 4 catches, definitely made an impact on practice. That is the first time that we've seen a tight end step up and do really anything outside of George Kittle. It was so nice to see. Been calling for it, I feel like, for the last 4 days, and my wish came true. All right, let's get into these quarterbacks. All 3 quarterbacks were very sharp. And you notice I said all 3. That's because Brandon Allen took 0 reps. Thank goodness, 0 reps for Brandon Allen. They're finally figuring things out. But all 3 quarterbacks were actually very sharp throughout the first period that they ran. They went like a combined 9 of 10 or something like that. Not many balls were hitting the ground today. The best quarterback today, in my opinion, was Sam Darnold. Before I get to him, though, I do want to say a lot of players missing today. There was no CMC, no Trent Williams, no Dre Greenlaw. Who else was missing? There was a couple other players that were out that would normally be playing. Aaron Banks was out. So because of that, the traditional ones weren't going against ones and 2s versus 2s. It was a lot like the earlier practices before they put on pads where players were rotating in and out like crazy. So the matchups weren't exactly what you would think when you say, hey, Purdy ran with the 1s and the other quarterbacks ran with the 2s. It was really kind of a hodgepodge out there. But that being said, Sam Darnold, in my opinion, had the best day. He didn't push the ball down the field by any means. His best pass of the day was about 20 yards to Gray, but he was the sharpest. He didn't have a single bad pass. The other quarterbacks had a couple, or at least one, and because of that, I have to give him the best day. I gave him a B+, and that was big for him because a couple practices ago, he had the worst practice out of all the quarterbacks. It was awful. Gave him an F on that day. Today, I give him a B+. Brock Purdy, I gave him a B. He was 6 of 9. His best pass was about a 15-yarder to Brandon Ayuk. Thought it was a really good throw of his. There was a defender kind of coming across the field that could have potentially gotten there. He put it right on the money. He did have 2 passes, though, over the middle of the field to a wide-open Ayuk, and I believe the other one might have been a wide-open Debo that he missed by a good couple yards. So that's why I couldn't give him a B+. If he had hit at least one of those, I probably would have put him on the same level as Sam today. But because of those misses, and they were pretty rough misses, I couldn't give him that B+. He did have a deep shot he took. It was about 30 yards downfield to Jennings on the right sideline. Slightly underthrown, but it wasn't a horribly placed pass. Womack was on coverage and batted the ball away, so it was a good sighting from Womack as well. Like I said, not a perfect pass, but it wasn't awful either. It was, it was decent. Trey Lance, I gave the worst grade of the day. I gave him a B-. He was 5 of 8. One of his incompletions was a throwaway pass. Hyder came in right away. Nobody blocked him, and he just had to dump it in the ground and get rid of it. So 5 of 8. His best throw of the day, maybe the best throw of the day, was down the right sideline to Tay Martin. It was about 15 yards, but man, it was a dot on the money, tight coverage. So good throw by him. Worst throw of the day he also had. He had an interception to D. Winters over the middle. D. Winters went up and got it, made a hell of a play, but the throw should have been better. Definitely, out of the 4 days I've been here, that's the only time I've seen him put the ball in harm's way. So the interception definitely knocks him down to the B-. If he didn't have that, he'd be at a B, maybe a B+. It was a pretty good day for him as well. So I'd say overall, all 3 quarterbacks, the best day I've seen from all 3, most consistent. One day, Purdy didn't have the best day. Another day, Darnold didn't have the best day. And today, I would say all 3 were actually pretty decent. Darnold with a B+, best day for me. Purdy with a B, and Lance with a B-. Make sure you keep it tuned in here to Last Second Sports. I will be going live at about 2:30 Pacific with Rohan. Peace.